Yeah, good day, welcome to Multinet Design, the continuation of our 3-bedroom bungalow we are working on. So the last episode we created all this and put them in place and elevation. So let's continue with this one. So I'm going to go to foundation. So let me just save. So from the foundation now, what I'm going to do is that we have to create okay, let me just create a normal ground level. So I'm going to use a component to do that. I will not use a normal floor, so I'm going to use code. Let's say, or let me see something that is more related. I don't think there's anyone. Okay, placement is okay. Just let's say okay for the placement. So placement for that's solid ground. Let's call it ground. Okay, and you say then you start the process by using extrusion. So just click normal rectangle and then you set your standard right there. So from there you can click finish, then you begin to be able to adjust and drag. So this is what you have here now on the side. So you can, if it's much too high, you click on it, then you reduce the height, which is let's say I'm going to use let's say 50. That's what I'm not using it for anything, just to be on the ground, silver ground. So that is it. Now I have this one. Now the next thing I need to do, click videos. I'm not going to choose any material for that, so let it be. So from here now I'm going to start choosing component for that purpose. So components here now. What are the components? I want to put street light here at the front, so let me just use it for this purpose. So for now, to make the things look more attractive, so you can just like dump in one for the side, then I drop another one on the other side as well. So next you to put flowers at the various place and various area. So I'm going to do that by selecting. So let me just select anyone, then I delete or duplicate whatsoever I want to. So I'm going to duplicate this one, just leave it that way. You can change the name if you want to change the name, change the height to something like 1001. Okay, so you click appearance. Now is what you need to work on. So appearance is more necessary. Come to 3 general, scroll up to that level. So I'm going to use this one, so I'm going to click on that. So I'm going to make sure, so I just get to do what I need to do. Just put as much as you want. So you can later duplicate and edit them so that they change the appearance again to something that you need. But one thing you shouldn't do, don't ever mirror whenever you place it. Is that you copy so that the appearance will maintain, because the moment you mirror is going to lose the value appearance and you're not going to see it again. Even though you render it, it's not going to display. So that's just what I want to let you know here. So you can check from 3D now and see that okay, the value has changed a bit. So this is kind of things you want. So if you're having this kind of issue that's struggle around the wall, and just like expose them by dragging them outside one more. So I think like this now we are stable in what we do. So like what we did that time, that we say, let me quickly go to this elevation. I see something that I've created, I think. Okay, okay, these are the things that I put in place for this purpose to continue to be in existence. So now from the side, when we say these are the things, so for better rendering and every other thing that you want to do, you don't just render your background without any something. Let me quickly get you idea of what I'm talking about. Go to level 1. So set a camera perspective. So set camera. So when you select camera from any angle, go to set 2 camera here to be used for. So you can imagine this one. Now when you have something like this, it's a good thing. But the purpose of this kind of camera is I don't too much like, so I need to have something that is more close to the ground, like a rig camera, organized level. So I'm going to drag it down and say, because of the what's it called, vanity points for this. So I'm going to say 500. Then I reduce this to 500 here too. So now it jump up, so it give me good quality like this. If you render your image like this, you have something better to display. So even though you check it on the realistic view, now you get something good to see. Can you see? So let's say you choose another camera again, then you select from this aspect angle again, and you select that. So what you just need to do is to change this personal perspective again. Take it to 500 before change, click it to realistic, so that before you change that. So when you get it like this on realistic, it's going to give you a lot. Like, that's why majority of people doesn't have that appealing vibe when they are doing rendering. That this kind of setting, I don't like the way it's in this. So you just like adjusting it here to 500, then 500 like that. The reason why you should make sure that the value are equal is that so that the line will not be broken. Like straight line will be straight line. Let's adjust to change it, and you see that this line is going to be broken. Just return this one back to 1007. Sorry, 1007. 1700. What am I doing? 700. Okay. And you see, so when you look now, you see that those lines are not, see the broken part. So those lines are not going to be accurate, and it's not good for rendering per se. So you must make sure that the value are equal, and you adjust your crop region so that you maintain that good perfect look. So this is all what you have at this level. So now when you are rendering, you just have a clear background, which is not good. So that is why I always advise, always try to create a just imaginary fencing. It's not necessary that you should maintain it. So by the time you do the fencing, you render your work finished, then you can later delete the fence and move on with whatever you want to move on with. So now I'm going to create that. For the case of this, I'm going to put that, let me just do like, okay, I think this one will be okay. Now this one is going to cause issue, but it does not matter. You have to face it according to the way. So this one is okay, it's within now. This one is okay. The back is not showing anymore. So anything you can put here, gather all the other like sky and everything, you can put under this background, bring this tree. Or after you have rendered finish, just render the plane references, then take it to the external program to like Photoshop, or if you are using CorelDRAW, you can use them to repackage it and put the background there. So that is how you do. Look at this level 1, 2, you do the same process and you get it done that way. So like this one now, if you cast the shadow, you can still send it to your clients. It does not matter. So you can imagine, so you can control whatever you want to control under the graphics ability here. So lightning is what you need to just work for mainly. So you create this, the sun, to definitely change some things there. Increase the sun, so increase it again here. So you can just like adjust the shadow by reducing the shadow if you feel like. So then another thing you can do is that you come to sun setting, which is this particular one. So you can change the perspective of your sun setting or whatsoever. So if you know the time limit of your location, it will be more better. But this kind of adjustment is more better than setting sun limit, because sometimes the weather are not equal everywhere. So now you set this one to, let's say 15. Then foundation is what to use. So I'm going to use level 1, and I will say okay. Can you imagine? So you see, so when you have things like this, you can make use of it. So under background, you set your background, then you change your background aspect as well, like saying okay, background here, change this one and say gradients to be your options. So from there you set up to the blue region and you click OK. So you can click OK. So the background is coming up like this one as well. So if you have this, you can send this to your clients for approval. It's okay, fine. If you have any other thing to do, you can just bring them together. So if you render this one, you can see export this like this one now, export them to Photoshop and go and do a lot of paparazzi. So but the scope of this tutorial is not like that. So now let's say we want to adjust this sunlight again. So I'm going to say lighting, so sun setting. So I have found something here, so I'm going to do this one to 165. So you drop it here, you say apply, see what you have. So if you have this one, you can see foundation and see, so it will augmentally take the position. So now you can change this one from 15 to 10 and see what it will give you. So it's just like performing. So the more you do, the more the idea comes up, so you can begin to see as much as you can adjust. So I think this one is coming more better for the altitude, so the azimuth and everything, you can still adjust them based on what you are. So those things, when you are doing them one after the other, they will help you go. Now the realistic level, this is it. So another thing is that you can do it manually. If you say automatic, let's say manual, just apply manual. Now you can just like be selecting bright. Here you can like scaling them. This one is 14. So when you come back to it's 9, apply that, you see. So all these things, they have their own effect. So like this one now, you can increase the shadow. Just say the shadow. So okay, ambient shadow, let it be casted. So you see the ambient shadow. So now you come to lighting, then you pull on the shadow more, let the shadow more increased. Then you do the sun. So you see the kind of how you can be entertaining yourself with the graphics capacity of this. So like that, now you just like adjusting all this one. Let me just bring this one to 12. Okay, and I will say apply. See, fine. I think just like this now, I can be say I'm okay with what I'm saying. So every other thing you want to add with it, it's more advisable. So when you render it, it's going to take this kind of setting you are doing to render on PreRes, even though you export it to any external, like when you are doing with Twinmotion or you are doing with what is it called now, Fury. So all these things are going to get it there. It's only when you are doing Lumion that Lumion take its own different camera perspective towards everything you are doing. But all those ones they take after the Revit setting you do. You can do your own in different way too, but this is the best and this is how it goes around. So if you want to render to, want to present elevation too in the same way, you should just follow the same process. So I'm devoting this particular tutorial for, so you can just like set it up here and say okay. So what do you see? This one is blocking. Select this one and say hide, don't delete, just hide the element. So then you adjust your table, you adjust it. So this is the act of presentation for a standard realistic okay. So now what I do is that I will change this one again, and this time I want to use 700. I want it a little bit more taller than before. So you see now, so the elevation has been captured completely. So you can just come here and say realistic. Good. So you can cast the shadow if it's okay by you. So you go to setting the way we have done and do some perform some experiment based on the setting. The first thing I need to do is to change the background. You can choose the sky, like here now, say sky, apply sky. It's going to apply for you. You see the way the sky looks. So now for the sun setting, you can now just adjust the sun setting. The moment you are doing the sun setting, make sure the sun first, you adjust it here, let it be more bright. So ambient shadow, you can increase that as well, so that we have a little effect. So just this one again and go back. So azimuth, I always encourage you to get a beautiful, so azimuth is supposed to be around 160 and above. So you get this one around 19, then put this one at 19. So not foundation this time around, I'm using level 1. So click OK. So if you are okay like this, it's fine, you can present it. So this one are more better if you present them to your clients. So but I will always suggest, because the shadow is too dark, so you don't need to do that. Now you can put on your sun setting as well. I say some part should be set, continue, use the specific location, or continue with the current setting. So you choose the current setting, so it will come up with something that you can imagine. So definitely you can be adjusting the sun setting based on your own words. If you don't want it, just put it off. So or you start selecting it sun setting like the way we did that period, and you continue to work on. So if you have specific day you understand very well, you can use it. Now the next thing is that I will still go back there now, the background. I don't normally like background to be more darker. So like this sky now, you go here and you change the sky to gradient. Gradient is more advisable. So click on gradient, select the blue side, or you can select any blue color or any color of your choice like this, then you shift it up. So if you like apply this one and you see that it's going to be more brighter, and this one give more pleasing to your eyes. So as you have this one, toggle all this and everything look plain. So you say soon to fit, you can present this one as a normal elevation to your client, and they make use of it for a beautiful image representation of your drawing. So as we are here, so in the first one we click the about the plan that we designed, the kitchen and everything. So if you want to detail this, you can detail it. The link has already sent to the post for the members that want it. So if you don't see it, you can let me know, so I will give you the direct link to that if you need it for the plan of the. So the whole graphics representation and everything are here. So I'm not going to do much. I'll do the, how will I call it now? So site representation as not. So I just want to model for you to see and see how you can put more effort. So to develop fence, the previous tutorial I dealt with that, so you can check on the channel and see how you can work with the fence and every other thing. So thanks for watching. This is how far we go on this particular tutorial. This is the elevation. So for the elevation perspective, this is how it looks. So I'm grateful. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for following us. Thanks for following the tutorial from now. So we'll see you in one of what we are doing in the next project. God bless you.